One of the limitations of ChatGPT is that it can't write giant slabs of text as per your instructions. So for example, you can't say, write a 5,000 word essay on universal basic income, weighing up the benefits and the costs of that. But students can use this software to create a long essay in pieces. So I'll show you how that could be done. So here's our question. Outline the advantages and disadvantages of using a basic universal income to address growing inequality and persistent underemployment in advanced industrialized societies. In your answer, compare the UBI to existing welfare regimes or to other possible policy responses to underemployment and income inequality. Okay, so it says here that the main advantages include potential to reduce poverty and income inequality, as well as its simplicity and universality. So let's take just that. Let's just take that and say, elaborate how the UBI can reduce poverty and income inequality. Okay, so that's for that. Let's take another. Simplicity is another advantage according to this. So elaborate on the advantage, the simplicity of a UBI. Okay, now I'm going to add the same for universality. Ask the same question. So I'm just going to say, elaborate on the versality. And so I can just keep going through this original answer and then go on to the disadvantages and get a section for each one of the disadvantages. Then I could ask it to sum everything up. But one of the problems here obviously is there's no references for any of this stuff. So let's see if I take this, just for example, this paragraph or this section, and say, can you supply some academic, or can you, let's say, suggest some academic journal articles that deal with the universality of a UBI. Alright, so it doesn't give me any references. So can you suggest some readings that are relevant to the following text? Let me try that, and I'm going to go back to our original here, the original answer. I'm just going to take that and paste it in here and see if it can suggest something. Alright, so it was able to suggest some readings. So maybe I can take these readings and ask it to incorporate these readings into this, say, original text here, and see if it can reference them. So I'm going to say, please insert the following readings into the text below. Maybe this might confuse it. So the following readings, ... and I'll just copy and paste these into the text below, colon, and I'll take the original text here and paste that in here into the text below using the Harvard style of citation. See what it can come up with. Okay, so we can see it's starting to incorporate these references in, but it seems to have gotten stuck for some reason. It's just stopped. So I'm going to just tell it, tell it to please finish your answer. Okay, so now it's keeping going. All right, so there we go. We've got, you could treat this as a kind of an introduction to an essay. It's got references in it that are vaguely relevant. You could certainly you can question some of these things. For example, you can certainly say Yang 2020. I mean, this is really a popular piece of work. The others are not, but this one is. And but nonetheless, imagine if a student were doing this. They've written an introduction. It's not bad. It covers major points. It's well structured. It's grammatically correct. And then, like I showed you before, you can just progressively add more paragraphs to it in a fairly structured way based on what's written here. And then at the end, you can ask it to write a conclusion. And then you would have an essay done. It takes about, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to get the entire essay done. You won't have had to have read anything or done any kind of research whatsoever.